In this video, we will learn about customizable auto-heal recovery actions that will allow Nerdio Manager to automatically fix problems that may arise during normal course of AVD operation and fix those problems completely automatically in a very granular way without getting an administrator involved. So let's take a look at how auto-heal works and what are these new customizable auto-heal recovery actions. Now, this feature is available starting with Nerdio Manager for Enterprise version 4.0. So if we go ahead and open up one of our workspaces and just pick any host pool, doesn't really matter. We're going to go to Auto Scale Configure. If we scroll down to section number 5, you will see that this is the auto-heal broken host section. And it had some capabilities in previous versions, but you'll see that in version 4 and beyond, there are several additional options with lots of additional flexibility here. So let's sort of remind what auto-heal is. So auto-heal can detect when session host VMs go into a broken state. And the broken state could be several different things. The telemetry for the status of the VM comes from the AVD agent, and it can detect things like the agent being unavailable, which means the VM is running, costing you money, but is not servicing user requests. Could also be the domain trust relationship was lost, or maybe the heartbeat is stale, or maybe the FS Logix configuration is not healthy, or it may be something even as simple as the host is in upgrading state for too long, which means the AVD agent upgrade has failed. You can then define whether you want to take recovery actions on hosts that have no sessions at all, hosts that are showing no active sessions, but disconnected sessions are fair game, or take action only on session hosts that even if they have active sessions, because those may presumably be false positives and they're not really active. So by default, it will not take actions on any active sessions. The next setting is how many minutes to wait before taking the first recovery action. This is important because some of these states may be transient. So for example, the upgrading state is normal for a certain period of time, like it's normal for 5 minutes, for example, for the host to be in the upgrading state. But if it stays there for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, then obviously that's an indication that something is wrong. So let's specify that we're going to wait 15 minutes before taking any recovery actions on this particular session host. And then we get into a sequence of recovery actions. And the way it works is the system will take an action that's the first one in the list. It will wait this many minutes that you can define. In our example, it's 10 minutes. It will then check if the host is now no longer broken and is in a healthy state. And if so, auto-heal is considered completed, and it will let the host be put back into production and used by users. However, if the host continues to be in a broken state, it will proceed to the second action, the third action, the fourth action, etc. So let's go ahead and delete all of these that are there by default and set up a pretty common sequence. So let's imagine our host becomes unavailable. And the first thing we want to do is maybe we want to restart the AVD agent to make sure that if it crashed or if something got disconnected, that you can, without rebooting the machine itself, restart the AVD agent within the VM. Now, what you're seeing in this list are scripted actions. So any scripted actions, Windows scripts that you can define. So any scripted action, PowerShell command that can take place on your host can be used as a recovery action. So these could be custom recovery actions or the ones that are available out of the box in Nerdio Manager. So our step number 1 is going to be to restart the agent and see if that fixes the problem. Our second step is going to be restarting the entire VM and see if the agent restart didn't fix it, maybe restarting the VM does. If that doesn't do it, maybe we want to restart it again. Maybe we want to restart it twice. Not sure that's going to help, but it can hurt. And if that doesn't work, then maybe we want to actually reinstall the AVD agent to the latest version. So this is going to be a scripted action that will go ahead and actually download the latest version of the AVD agent and perform a reinstallation of the agent. And assuming that even after this point, the VM still cannot be recovered. It still cannot be used to connect to AVD. Then maybe our very last step is going to be to actually delete and recreate this VM, which is called delete VM. And what this will do is it will actually delete the VM in an orderly fashion and then rebuild it, reinstall all the apps, apply all the customizations, join it to the domain, add it to the host pool, and return it back into production. So you can see here we have a 5 recovery action sequence. We can choose to reorder them any way we want. This delete VM must be the last one on the list because that's sort of the last resort recovery that should be taken. But you can see that this is pretty powerful where you can create your own recovery actions and use them in the Auto-Heal sequence. Hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.